Well, I thought it was a great crowd today obviously for Big 12 basketball, so we're pretty excited about that. And it was a game of runs. I mean, it was a great game. They have obviously tremendous talent. I love, Madison Smith. I think she's just absolutely incredible. Gave us some matchup problems, but also in her 5th year, I think that's pretty special. So obviously, Quinterly was amazing as well. And I'm really proud of our team. I'm proud of being able to come out in the second half the way that we did.
Questions?
Josh, you guys always like to push the tempo. Do you feel like you controlled the pace of the game today?
I feel like we do like to push the tempo, and I think we're learning the difference of pushing in the full court and pushing in the half court a little bit too. And so I thought we started the game really well in terms of pace, and I thought that we finished the game pretty well. And then I thought probably the middle 15, we played a little bit more to. We slowed it down a little bit, and we needed to do a little better job of keeping the pace up. But yes, that is what we would like to do.
Sort of along those lines, you spend enough time in this game, you hear enough coaches talk about defense, taking pride in defense, working on in practice, situational defense.
Yep, we do all those things,
yeah,
yes.
Sure. But what isn't there something to be said for winning with offense, though? In the sense that it does kind of change the game a little bit, especially when you have the options that you have this year.
I think one of the things that we're learning is we don't want to outscore people, but offense is obviously really important. We want to be able to share the basketball, and we have multiple scoring threats.
Sure.
And then obviously the defensive part, we need to do a great job. I think sometimes we try to outscore, and when we don't, things kind of go in the wrong direction. And for us, when we really push the tempo at the rim, we do a much better job. So yeah, it helps having 3-point shooters. It also helps having people that cut to the paint.
Right.
And I think those types of things, we stared a lot. We turned it over a lot at the beginning. You got to credit West Virginia for some of that. But I think that our players made a lot of adjustments at halftime in terms of wanting to go get the ball, offensive rebounding, and I think scoring in the paint.
Well, the thing I thought was interesting, I mean, obviously the 3-point shooting stand, and obviously when you have someone like Taylor, that kind of stands up. But, I mean, the way you guys scored in the paint, entered the ball into the post, I mean, you guys were just as effective, and obviously Maddie plays a big part in that. But you guys were just as effective close to the rim as you were out,
Well, we have to be,
Yeah.
right? So you can't rely on one or the other, or you'll be in trouble. So if you rely only on the paint, then people can dig in. If you rely only on the 3, then you might die by the 3.
Yeah.
So to be able to find a balance of both is really what we're looking for.
For both of you, how important did you feel the end of the third quarter was? You were down 62-61. It seemed like the game really swung in those final 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, I thought we did a great job at the end. I thought, obviously at the very, very end, it's always fun to be able to make a shot there. But I think we worried less about the scoreboard at that point and more about just playing. And I know that sounds stupid and that's coach talk,
Sure.
but there's a reality in that. When you can actually play and you can just start to play together a little bit more, I think we had a lot of people come out today and want to play well. And everybody wants to do that, and there's no selfishness in that. But look at our assists. I mean, we have 24 assists, and I'd be really interested to see in the last 2 minutes in the fourth quarter how many assists that we had, because we really started to play well together, right? Our movement was better, our player movement was better, our ball movement was better, especially really in that second half, but really those last probably 15 minutes. So from that standpoint, I think it was huge. But it's definitely a mindset of a team that has a lot of veteran players.
Ana, you want to answer that too?
Yeah, I think early on, I think we moved the ball well, but getting back into the second quarter, we started dribbling a lot. And we do really well when we move the ball and hit people on cuts and get the ball inside and back outside. And so I think in the third and fourth quarter, we did a really good job at doing that.
I'm just kind of curious, kind of going with this offense thing. Teams will focus on Maddie because, her inside, outside. Obviously, teams have got to put someone on Taylor. So, obviously with the game you had today, how much of that is just, going out there having fun and the focus is on, the other players, and all of a sudden, you're finding open shots and things like that.
Yeah, I just think that we're all threats out there, and we all have to take advantage of if we're open or not. And I think my teammates got me open today, and and we moved the ball really well to the point where I could get those set shots that I'm pretty good at shooting. And then when I'm shooting and making, then that opens back Maddie back up. And then when Maddie's driving, then that opens kickouts for T-Rob. And so at that point, we're really hard to guard.
Coach, 6 in a row in Morgantown, is there any secret to the success here? I know this is obviously a much different team than what you've played maybe the last 5 times, but lengthy trip and you've had a lot of success.
Right.
in the ring.
Well, but I haven't necessarily. I mean, we're two, you know what I mean? So, no, I think, I don't think there's anything that's magical here for Oklahoma. I think today we were pretty lucky on, this was our first road game. We were really hungry to come out and play. They were really ready to play. It was a great environment. And like you said, those last couple minutes in that third quarter really propelled us into the fourth.
Coach, any second half adjustments with Quinterly and Smith, because obviously they were hot in the first half, but they kind of, slowed down a little bit scoring-wise in the second.
Well, I think we did a better job of guarding. I think in the first couple possessions, I mean, they're hard to guard, because, especially with the amount of ball screens they set. And, obviously, sorry, I'm drawing up. Blackston, I thought, did a really nice job today on really rolling us out. And she gave us a little bit of trouble in that second half. So, I mean, we'll have to definitely make adjustments the next time we play them because that middle ball screen really did give us some trouble. But then I think in the second half, I think we did a much better job of being able to go over and have team defense than we did in the first half.
Anything else, guys?
We went under a few times and they got us and they got confident.
Right.
And that's, but that's what players do. That's what great players do. So we needed to adjust a little bit earlier on doing that. But they're good. They're going to be good.
And you guys basically started going over the screens?
We started going over the screens. We switched up defense a little bit, but for the most part, we manned the whole time. And so that was fun for our team to do too, because we do a variety. We do a little bit of zone, and for us to be able to compete in a game where we just got better in the second half playing man-to-man defense, I thought was really special for us today.
I think our urgency to get over the ball screens also helped because we were going over in the first quarter sometimes, but our hands were down, and she was hot, and so having our hands down, that's a second she can get the ball off. So having our hands up helped as well.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate you.